Hey guys, welcome to here, of course, and today we're talking about the Schlieffen, and we're going to go through the new command of changes for auto, really important for our free-to-play option here. I recommend Porcupine over Highly Educated Crew because I understand you get a 15% range bonus and you get 2 damage controls, but you're losing out on such massive buff to your secondaries in terms of their accuracy. Look at that, 18% dispersion, 15% grouping. Now the secondary skill here, this advanced schemes, very good. I like this one. You get more damage, 5% more damage because you're penning, and you're also getting more fires. And when you run firefighter isn't as needed because you cannot get more than 3 fires anyway. So that's great. Running Franzone Hipper, you would run instead of Kedrov. I use it for my GK because the turrets run really slow. But if you're not using Kedrov, you'd use Hans Gisler for increased secondary battle reload time. You really want to get those secondaries popping and firing, you know. So that's Auto Celiacs. I would recommend that for your free to play option. Megatron is still probably what I'd run with, or Hyde. You know, with a revocation program with the fire here, you got Firefighter, you got Mass Mechanic, you got Fire, and you've got Haruna and Vron Hipper. Though realistically, any sort of commander build would work there. Hyde will work really well too. Modification slots, same I've got in my rubric here. Damage control, secondary mod, concealment, and the legendary secondary mod. If you have it, I recommend getting that one as well. So that's what I'd run for your Schlieffen there. I don't have the boat right now, but when I was playing it, I do have it. And probably by the time I finish this video, I will have it. I'm very close, as you can see. So yeah, just thought I'd go over the build real quick and showcase how powerful, you know, what I'd run on the Schlieffen, really, you know. So onto the armour, it's got a 27mm bow with an icebreaker, so you can't overmatch it with 16-inch shells. It's not a turtleback just like the regular battle cruisers, not a German turtleback, and we'll highlight that, but it is not an easy citadel either. It's quite fragile broadside, as is most ships. Again, no turtleback. Again, it's just easier. It's not that easy a citadel, but it can be citadeled. A lot of superstructure to farm, 50mm deck besides obviously the 27mm nose, which is being weakness. It's squishy, but if you angle correctly, you should be alright. You know, it's not that bad. It's just pretty decent armor considering what it is. I would, yeah, take angle of caution. Don't go by one, okay? You'll get hurt, basically. So there we go. Now, onto the game in question. I'm not sure if this thing qualifies as a masterclass, but it's a pretty interesting game. I thought this highlights the capabilities of a Schlieffen, and what happens when you try and underestimate her, you know? So you've got a massive 12 point something secondary range. I can't even know. It's a massive secondary range. Ideally in the masterclass I would cover this more, but I don't actually have the ship right now and I didn't record those particular stats. If you want to see it more, you can go to the video I'm going to post up soon in the top left corner here, or top right corner, sorry, and I'll show the live stream where I play the Schlieffen and we test it out on a live stream. But yeah, for now though, you can enjoy this video and seeing what we're doing. We're playing with Zarkun right now, and unfortunately Zarkun doesn't have the best of games here, but you know, Schlieffen, we're still testing her out. We're still finding our tinks. It's not an easy boat to pilot extremely well. I think it does. You do need to play a certain way. You have to pick your fights because it's very easy to get killed in this thing if you're not careful. The key term in the Schlieffen and all their battle cruiser line is battle cruiser. Is not as tanky as you may think. We did Citadel there, Montana there. The guns are kind of inconsistent. The guns really aren't your bread and butter, it's your secondaries. I know we just got a decent hit on the Montana there, but he was giving flat broadside, and these are 420mm guns, like same guns as GK in terms of caliber, but they have significantly less pen, but pretty decent accuracy. Battlecruiser dispersion, so very accurate guns, but they're not very best in pen. Schlieffen guns are kind of nice to have, but they're not really that. Again, your secondary suite is basically your main armament. Your secondary guns, your main guns are your secondaries. It's really that's sort of the case. You do well against cruisers, but unless the battleships bow one, you kind of struggle to do too much to them. You've got a long reload too. Again, your secondaries are what's going to do the damage here. I've had 200 plus games and you only landing 20 shell hits. Well, your main guns, it's all with the same secondaries, which are very accurate because we're running Porcupine. If you're running a commander in this thing, there's tons of options for the German commanders, but I recommend 100% you run Porcupine because those extra accuracy buffs, the massive accuracy buffs, are well worth it. I'm happily taking 3 damage controls over that any day of the week, you know. But anyway, as you can see, our secondaries are doing fine. We've got cover from the island here. You really want to limit your fights. You want to take on 1 or 2 ships at a time. Anything more than that, it gets pretty darn extreme. You take a lot of health here. Now, we got island cover here, unfortunately. For Zarkun, he's pushed a little bit too much here. We've got Shimikaze on our rear, and we can't really run away. We pop on our 6 km sonar, which lasts for 2 minutes, which is kind of insane, honestly. We're going to fire some torps, 7.5 kilometer torps. You've got 2 sets per side, just like Thamjiggy. Just like the Ruprecht, I believe. You've got some pretty nasty firepower, and again, the secondaries are just meaty. Look at them secondary hits adding up, and the damage numbers is really spiking. We'll finish off the Bergonia with the main guns. We're going to move away because Schlieffen's there. Ruprecht takes down Per Zarkun, because again, he just gets slapped by the Bergonia. There's just too many ships to fight at once. We played that a little bit carefully. Maybe, perhaps we could have saved them. Maybe, but I think staying where we are and getting them secondary hits, getting consistent damage in, was the correct play here. But yeah, it changes. So again, you can see the accuracy is pretty good, but I don't think we're going to do that massive damage to that GK there. Yeah, you can see there, not really much. Get like 6k, it's not awful. Obviously, we can't push another Ruprechts. We are the Schlieffen, yes, but it doesn't mean we're vulnerable to torpedoes. We have sonar, yes, but at 3 kilometers we ain't dodging crap. So we don't have to disengage here. Problem is that Shimikaze's still about. Good news is though, we still got our sonar running, so we can disengage here. Again, pick your fights. We can't pick a fight with a Ruprecht and a GK. Picking a fight for Ruprecht alone is a risky engagement because both of us have a lot of torpedoes, so it's probably mutually assured destruction, which is not really what you want to do, you know. So yeah, we're not spotted right now, which is great, which means that Minotaur could help us out, and looks like the Shimikaze is in the smokescreen. So we need to get out of this position, you know, and make sure that GK is not really threatening us, because the moment we disengage, we're going to lose a lot of health quickly, because that GK is going to ruin us, and then we've got Ruprecht torpedoes to worry about. So right now, I kind of want to buy a little bit of time. Okay, Shimikaze is far enough away that I can probably maneuver and disengage here without giving broadside to the Shimikaze, because giving broadside to a destroyer is asking to get torped. Hopefully our cooldowns can pop it in. Mino does send a single fire torp, and we're going to eat all those torps. I'm sorry, sir, but we need to disengage from that position, because we aren't going to get any damage done, we aren't going to get any results done. And yeah, we can overmatch the Ruprecht's nose, as we've highlighted before. Not the icebreaker though, which were the result of those 3 bounces, I believe. We set a fire, our secondaries are tearing him up ridiculously so much, like really good. And we've got our port side torpedoes ready to launch as well. We're going to fire the widespread here. I really want to guarantee we at least get a hit, because even if we go down, we can get those flooding on him really. We actually damage his torpedo launchers ourselves with our secondaries. I think we black one out soon after. Yeah, we do actually black one out. He's got 2 sets on either side. I don't know the status of torpedo tube number 3. But those widespreads are looking relatively good. You can dodge a couple. Sometimes widespreads at close range are more effective. Hopefully we can get one. One's all we need. There we go. There we go. And that's Ruprecht down. Our sonar has just come off cooldown, I believe, so that's fine. We don't have to worry about that. We can disengage a little bit and start picking a fight with that GK. So we're going to turn right in and go into the ACAP. Now, if you've looked to the team roster, we've lost our entire team, bar this Minotaur. It's just me and the Minotaur versus 7 enemy teams, 7 enemy ships. So yeah, not so good. I've killed 2 of our team's boats, so again, not looking good. But you know, it's not over until the fat lady sinks. You know, we're going to keep trying, we're going to keep persevering, we're going to work with what we got. So they're capturing the B point, which means they're at least getting towards us. Might as well get into the A point, make sure that, you know, we can get some point gains, get some more XP for our team. And I don't think we're going to win this, I don't think we are, but we're going to do our very best to try and hold on to what we got, you know? So push into the ACAP. You can see the damage we've already racked up as well, just with our secondaries. I mean, the guns have been doing the main guns have been doing fairly well this game, but you can see limiting our engagements and really holding on to our health pool as conserving it as much as we can while still doing damage is really what you want to try to do here. You really want to pick your fights 1v1, 2v1, and even 2v1 is risky, but you might be able to pull it off depending on your health and thing. And take breaks in between your brawls, take time to use your heals. I've still got 3 heals left, you know. You got a GK over here. Should I shoot at him? Well, let's wait. Let's see if I can get my guns. Let's see if I can get to capture the area, you know, do the stuff like that. But, you know, this game's a pretty good example of just see how long you can last if you play this boat well and how fast you can go down. You can see what happened, you know. Like we had, ooh, here we go. Ooh, okay, so we get 2 overpens there. Again, the guns are not really that great. We're going to angle best we can against the GK. We actually bounce his whole salvo there. You can bounce everything well if you're careful about the angle, but if you're not doing it, it's not going to work. Now we need to pursue the GK, but GK is quite not a slow ship, and he's quite fast, so it's going to be a difficult situation here. Honestly, slowing down, getting the cap, I think is the better play here. There's no real reason to shoot him right now. I can hope for a Mino to do the work, because right now I'm spawning him. That's my value here. I can shoot him too, but he's probably going to reset the cap. Now the cap's not being reset, so now I can take shots at him now. But he's just at the edge of my range. I think I'm running Brawler by accident. I'm not even sure at this point. But my range is not the best, so I'm just trying to get a clean shot here. Because by the time the shells arrive, he was going to be out of that range. And I'm also worried about what's coming on my left-hand side, because they've still got a lot of ships to worry about. Here we go. That's what I was worried about. Shimikaze's popping in. We're going to hold off on our sonar here. Make sure we get a good clean shot, and then we're going to pop up and surprise him. You know? So we're going to fire our shots here. There we go. Probably going to pop his sonar on now, my guess. Oh, I don't even need to. Oh, he's getting ruined by the secondaries. As you can see, we're disengaging here, just in case he does it. There's no point there. Torpedoes aren't likely to even get real close to us, or if he had a chance to fire them. He did fire them, but we popped out sonar anyway. That's good. We disengaged those. We're not going to take any of those torpedoes, thankfully. GK, a little bit worried about giving broadside to GK at this range, or any range really, is quite nasty against Schlieffen. You really don't want to get broadside to anything unless you can have to. But even then, you can get death shock on Schlieffen reliably. It's not that. It's a difficult boat to survive well, and if you're not angled, it's not a GK. You don't have that turtleback that you can tank. I can't stress this enough because I know people are going to be doing it, so I can only hope, you know. See Minotaur, he's a little bit out of range, but we can see what we can do about him. You know, he's another GK's popping in. There's just so many enemies right now. Oh, and Colbert's behind us, fire spamming the living crap out of us. That's not good. We've only used one damage control, by the way, so far. We did go dark here, plane spawning us. Obviously, Schlieffen has no AA because the battlecruisers have nothing in regards to that. Colbert is giving us flat broadside. Hopefully our guns can do something, put the secondaries on him as well. Guns do a decent citadel there again. You'll do fairly well against cruisers. So we're going to turn here, try and get some shots on this main, who's probably going to kill our pure Mino. Yeah, Minotaur down. But the Minotaur had a single fire torp set on that main, which means he's going to actually ruin the guy. I did fire the front guns because I need him dead immediately, so I might just leave the secondaries for the Montana here and hopefully get rid of that Colbert with the front guns, or the back guns, that is indeed. But yeah, we have to try and walk him down quickly because that Colbert is actually murdering us. You'd think the secondaries would get rid of the mine, and I'm pretty sure they do. It's still pretty potent. We've lost a fair amount of secondary guns because this Colbert has been absolutely just pelting us. The Colbert buff, this is pretty nasty, you know. Pretty darn nasty. We're doing our best to hit the Colbert. We have no choice. We have no damage controls left because that Colbert has just been working on us so much. We've used all our heals. Those shells look really good. Oh, not the citadels. We need the citadels there. One citadel would have done the trick. Well, we're such low health, even if the Colbert doesn't kill us, and we do kill the Colbert, the GK will probably kill us pretty comfortably, so, you know, we're kind of screwed either way. But, hey, you know, we did about 160k. Do we kill the Colbert? Please kill the Colbert. No, we don't kill the Colbert. So, we did about 160k. With 3 kills and, you know, a fairly decent chunk of damage. You know, I think we've held up a good wee last stand for the Schlieffen, or Schlieffen, whichever you want to call it. But yeah, after this video, probably, guys, we'll do a stream on the Schlieffen, or Schlieffen, whatever you call it. Guys, hope you enjoyed. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Bye for now.